So, as you can see, it's back. So this is the second time this car has been back in like a month. First it was my spark that was completely gone off the car, and the fuel injectors, and then an oil leak, a big oil leak. But it's finally back and I can actually make videos with it, or upgrades and body stuff that I'm going to do to it, but I couldn't because I haven't had it in so long. But it's back, like I said, right here, and it runs good. I cleaned it up. Doesn't really have anything in it now, but my next few things I'm going to fix is, well, I need a front bumper because it's sanded down, but it's cracked in the bottom now, so there's no fixing that really. I don't really want to, but I can get a new one, which was my first plan anyways. My one thing I just need to get to and figure out is my hood. There's that big gap in it, even though the hood latch is all the way down, and there's no adjustment towards the back. I've messed with it a lot, but I just can't figure it out. And I do need a few like interior pieces, well, not interior, but this battery cover piece and this interior piece right there, because it cracked, and then the little cubby under my radio, because I have a single DIN radio. I just had to find screws for my light last night too, right here, because that fell out, but shit happens, I guess. This piece, this also is my plans for painting. This is all bad down here, but up here it's okay, the clear coat's coming off. But until I get it fully painted, I think I'm gonna sand this bottom half down on my front bumper, along with sanding down my rocker panels, because they're bad too, and this half of my door. And just, I'm gonna paint all this and that rear bumper part some kind of like textured black, because stock paint was rough at the time, or when they came out. All down there was textured, it wasn't smooth paint. But see, it's windy out, so I'm gonna sit in it. Anyways, this is the interior piece that I need. This is my shift knob that my girlfriend got me last Valentine's Day, so I'm keeping that. I still have the stock one. This was a failed attempt because I cut it too short in the first place, so I just need to get I'm just gonna get not a stock shift boot, I'll just get a cheaper aftermarket one, because the stock ones are too expensive, off of Z1 Motorsports. Everything in here works. I haven't done a video like in here, but everything in here works except my left and right mirror motors. All my lights work up here, Well, the door's not even closed, but this light actually dims, or it's just gonna shut off. That's fine. I need to glue my old Z emblem back on here. I mean, there's not much this car needs. I still have the floor mats back there, which I don't ever use them because they're not in great shape, but I don't want to mess them up anymore. This is the only interior piece that actually needs to be fixed, is the shelf piece, like, broke in the back part. Other than that, there's not much more it needs on the interior. Eventually, my e-brake shift boot, or well, not shift boot, but you know what I mean, should get replaced, because it's the original leather one. It's all disintegrating, so, which is what this one was doing. And now this is all faded too. But after I finally got the oil leaks fixed. I can show you that because if anyone's seen my last video, I think my last video was worried about the timing, but I ended up getting the cam gears back where they're supposed to be. I got the new belt on, the new water pump, and the new seal in, the new crank gear, and it's been running fine ever since. I got scared again because when I started it, it was running horrible, and I thought it was my harness to my PTU, and I ended up figuring out that it was just not plugged in all the way. So I'll get out, I'll show you under the hood, and then yeah, I'll see what else I can tell you about what I'm going to do to this car. So now that I've got the hood open, I'll show you what it looks like now. I no longer have top timing covers on, so I can keep an eye on my timing belt and if it's wearing wrong or anything like that. Plus it looks cool to me, so you know. The fan shroud isn't here anymore, which got rid of which gave a lot of space because that took up so much space. I had to rewire over here, like I said, to run the PTU over to here. Everything else is pretty normal under here. I haven't changed anything. The coils are aftermarket and stuff like that. The strut bar was done before me. These wires are the ones that are running for the temperature sensor, temperature gauge inside. I need to rewire them eventually. I didn't have time when I was doing it because eventually, I mean, they tap gears sometimes, which is dangerous because it could rip them off, but the worst thing it does is make my temperature gauge bob back and forth sometimes. But when I get the time, I'm gonna have to cut them, lengthen them, and run them back down through here, have them drop down right here. Other than that, there's nothing else really done. No other big problems. I have my fog lights out still because my bumper's cracked, but I should be getting a new bumper soon. And this happens every time I open my hood because someone wanted yellow hoses, and because this is all aftermarket. This was never, these were black, and this was also black stock all the way down here. This was also black. Someone turned the hoses and some cables yellow and painted a few parts blue, but yeah, it's looking good. No problems really. It's running good. Just needs a few pieces inside and out. Needs a paint job. Other than that, it's running pretty good. And that's a aftermarket exhaust too. The original exhaust was 2 dual tips, but that's a 2.5 inch at the exit. Bring it back over here. Nothing really needs to be done over here. It's a little dirty. I have antifreeze in there. This is falling off a little bit. There's a few things I gotta fix, but nothing major, and it runs good. So T-tops are in good shape. The rubber on most of the car is pretty good. But yeah, I just wanted to make an update video, a big update video, that it actually runs now, and it runs good. And I'll probably start it up for you guys in a second and show you it running. Alright, so it's running now. This is what it looks like back here, by the way. My mat's pretty clean back here. I have this too in my closet, which is the cover for your groceries and stuff, but I don't get groceries in there, so. And this is the 2+0, by the way, the 2-seater, not the 4-seater. And it's running. If you can hear a little rattle, when it's cold, obviously it idles a little rough compared to when it's warm. But the rattle, I think, comes from like the piece in between where they like the mid pipes and the exhaust join, like a gasket, or not a gasket, but just that piece, I think, is what rattles, because it's the exhaust that rattles. I've had to come back here before too to fix. I had to come behind here, which this isn't even down. I had to come behind here to take out the old antenna because that broke. But yeah, now I can show you my gauges. Everything, all my gauges work except the oil pressure one. It does work, it just works backwards because somehow someone messed that up. But everything works. My lights and stuff. My radio, my clock, but it's too bright in here. Yeah, that's just a longer update on showing that it's finally running correctly and some things that I need. I hope you guys all enjoyed, and hopefully you'll see me in the next video, and hopefully you'll be there. But thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.